The President of the United States, Joe Biden, has stated that Africa should have 2 permanent seats in the United Nations Security Council. This follows several decades during which Africa was largely overlooked, despite representing about 18% of the world's population, which remains underrepresented in such a crucial and vital organization as the UNSC. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has welcomed this stance from the USA, considering it a positive development for Africa. However, some critics argue that granting 2 permanent seats without the same veto power as the other 5 members, China, the United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, and France, would be irrelevant, essentially relegating Africa to a second-class status within the Council. It is unsurprising that the UNSC, established about 9 decades ago, originally excluded Africa, which at the time was largely a spectator, exploited and controlled by powers like the UK, France, and others. The UNSC was primarily formed after World War II to maintain global peace, yet Africans, who were often forced to fight in foreign lands during the war, had no representation. At that time, much of Africa was under the control of France and the UK, and the UNSC largely served the interests of those who had been involved in the war. If the African Union were to select 2 countries to represent the continent in the UNSC, as President Ramaphosa suggests, there would likely be strong support for a Southern African country, bringing Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Tanzania into the spotlight. It is estimated that around 16 African countries might support Zimbabwe, South Africa, or Tanzania. Each of these countries has unique qualities. Zimbabwe currently heads the Southern African Development Community, a bloc of 16 Southern African nations. South Africa enjoys support from the USA and potentially from China, Russia, and India as one of the original BRICS countries. And it is the most developed and industrialized country in Southern Africa. Tanzania, while less developed, is the most populous country after the Democratic Republic of Congo and is geographically central, making it favorable to both East African and SADC countries. In a broader sense, Nigeria, with around 16% of Africa's population, would also be a strong candidate for a permanent seat, making it logical for Nigeria to be considered before others.